With each month that passes by, we are only getting closer to the official release date of Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one aspect of Episode 9 that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing are, of course, the various twists and turns that will be used for characters like Kylo Ren, Rey, and yes, even the Jedi Master, Luke Skywalker. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the major hint and/or indicator of Luke Skywalker's resurrection in Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of that Mark Hamill shot a sequence over in Cardington in which he was instructed to act in front of a green screen to portray the Force Ghost version of Luke Skywalker. It said that on a separate shoot, Mark shot a scene where he was dressed differently and now without his beard, which is described to be a sequence in which he appears to be flesh and blood, in front of both Kylo Ren and Rey. It's said to be a moment that will redefine the Force in the Skywalker saga. Both pieces of footage are said to be meshed together, where Luke transitions from being transparent into fully solid. It's said to be a sequence that unveils various new Force powers of Luke, the Jedi Master. It's said that Mark had his green lightsaber hilt attached to his belt, and de-aging technology was used on his face for the sequence. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I am really mystified about what JJ is going to do for the character of Luke in this story. Now, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are using this movie as a course correction, and they are doing everything in their power in order to really satisfy a majority of the Star Wars fans around the world. And one of the biggest complaints of The Last Jedi was killing off Luke Skywalker way too soon, and exactly how he died in the story. And of course, the other reason being is that he didn't get as much action as many others hoped out to be in The Last Jedi. So in Episode 9, yes, we do know that they will be exploring flashbacks and visions and stuff like that for the character of Luke, but as far as the Force Ghost sequences, this is by far one of the biggest hints and/or indicators of Luke actually coming back to life in Episode 9. Now, to me, this obviously is pointing toward him coming back to life only temporarily. And the reason as to why I bring this up is because we actually heard about this lightly, I would say about a month and a half ago, about Luke transitioning from the Force Ghost version of himself into a more, I guess you could say, younger version of himself that's solid and appearing as if he is flesh and blood. Which, by the way, is an idea taken directly from the original script of Return of the Jedi. In this sequence, however, Mark Hamill actually was wearing the green lightsaber hilt attached to his belt. We also know that Mark Hamill shot a sequence and action scene, to be specific, with Kylo Ren. And yes, we're talking Kylo Ren, not Ben Solo, where Adam Driver was actually using the red crossguard lightsaber against Mark Hamill. So it really is raising the question here, right? Could it very well be that Luke Skywalker is able to wield a lightsaber once he's able to come back into the mortal world and basically make himself appear physical or become physical once again in the Star Wars franchise? Now, like I say, this seems to be J.J. Abrams and/or Chris Terrio's way of giving us Luke Skywalker back to life, coming back to life, at least, temporarily, not forever, of course, coming back to life. Now, when we think about it this way, we do know that the hardcore fans, at the very core, are what really generate the revenue for a Star Wars movie. If you take it, from what we saw with The Last Jedi, we saw a big dip in the box office results at the very end of, the backlash itself and how it affected Solo, a Star Wars story. So the box office for Solo, it didn't do too well, all because of The Last Jedi. Now, in this particular sequence, this scene was shot over at Cardington. Like I say, the first segment was Mark Hamill acting as a Force Ghost version of himself in front of a green screen where it's actually said that he would be transparent. And then another piece of footage, the beard is gone, he's got a different outfit, and it's said that for that particular sequence, it serves as a transition of Luke going from transparent to, of course, completely physical, as if he is flesh and blood. So, like I say, this is like when Obi-Wan Kenobi came back to life in the original script of Return of the Jedi. either temporarily or permanently. We're not quite sure about what the original idea was by George Lucas, but we do know that J.J. Abrams is taking a lot of ideas from the original scripts of the original trilogy, as well as, kind of borrowing elements from Legends material. So, by far, we do know that a couple of months ago we went over one of the concept art descriptions that went over something very similar in a sense. This is behind the scenes stuff, obviously. This has all to do with Mark Hamill, Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, you name it. So, let me know what you guys think about all this below. What do you think about all this? Do you think that this is Luke Skywalker coming back to life temporarily or permanently? I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that this is just a temporary thing, because this is actually said to be a sequence in which Luke Skywalker is able to use a Force power that's going to redefine the whole entire idea of the Force in the Skywalker saga. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.